What's going on, people? Uncle Hotep back at it again. How y'all doing out there? We back. It's Tuesday. Hope y'all enjoyed your Memorial Day weekend. And, you know, I made a tweet over the weekend, and it opened my eyes to another dimension of the shine that I did not know that it was a dimension. I guess I kind of knew, but to this level of degeneracy, I did not know. You know, there was this video, y'all might have seen it. I'm trying to find the name of the song. It's this, there's this girl, black girl. She has an airbrush T-shirt that's swimming the pussy. You know, and it's down New Orleans, and you know, is she going? They rapping, and they're talking about swimming in the pussy, fuck me right, and all this other, you know, sexual innuendo. And they're all sitting around twerking. You know, I find it amazing that that black women will defend twerking till they're deaf. You know, back in the day, they you know, Sarah Bartman, they had a black woman with such a big ass, they traveled her around the world. White folks traveled, put her in a cage and took her all over across the world. You know what I mean? Because they were so amazed looking at that ass. And nowadays that they do nothing but show that ass. I know there's nothing wrong. I'm not going to say anything's wrong with dancing. You know what I mean? But if you say in one hand, don't judge us, don't judge our bodies, don't judge us by how we look, you know what I mean? We're more than just ass. But then half your culture is centered around shaking your ass. It doesn't compute here. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, in the video, a whole bunch of twerking going around. Now, there was kids in the video. You know what I mean? They had a lineup of the older women twerking, and you had, these girls weren't even teenagers, sitting there, standing around there looking like they can't wait for they're old enough to get their turn to twerk. I was like, what the hell's going on here? And then with combined with the lyrics they were saying, you know what I mean? I made a tweet and I was like, Ben Carson is a coon, but this right here is peak black culture. I think that's it. It's peak black America. These New Orleans shines came up in mentions. They still coming in my mentions. Talking about it's bounce music. Don't come for, it's our culture. Don't come for New Orleans. Blah, 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 blah. If you shines don't shut the hell up. Seriously. Just stop. Just stop it right there. Just stop it right there. Look, I heard so many excuses being made. They kept on saying, oh, they're just shaking their ass. Well, they're just twerking, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing wrong with that. My biggest complaint was the foul language being used, the sexual lyrics being used, and kids standing right there. It's one thing if you're doing it and you don't have kids sitting right there watching. But these shines have their kids sitting there watching, and I seen kids in the video, they was at least maybe 3 years old. 3 or 4. Like, come on. This is the thing you want to pass down as culture? I can't even believe y'all try to even pass this off as culture. Try to defend it as culture. Like, what is wrong with you shines? And then the people, oh, the kids are going to hear it anyway. Like, so they might as well hear it. Like, what kind of nog logic is this? You look at cultures around the world, you will not find the same culture. You won't find the same level of degeneracy as you'll see in some parts of African American culture. And when you call it out, you just so call me a coon. I'll call him a Tom and this, that, and the third. My point is, like, how is Ben Carson bad for the black community, but this is good? This is what you shines is telling me. I mean, I'm willing to give you a pass on the twerking, even though I just dissected that bullshit. Y'all sitting there defending this twerking. Why would you want your woman just to shake their ass like that? It boggles my mind. Like, you should hold your woman in a little bit of better reverence. You know what I mean? It's one thing to do something behind closed doors. It's another to do it for the whole world to see. You're showing the whole world that's what your woman is worth. And then y'all want to take it back to Africa on this shit. Like, this is what kills me about the Shine. Anytime when they want to defend their degeneracy, they say, "Oh, the women shake their ass in Africa." But you gotta understand. Any other time, the Shine, the African American, the Alkata, the Shine, the Dignog, they don't want anything to do with Africa. They'll say the African immigrants come over here and they don't even listen to them. They were like, "Oh, the African immigrants hate us. The Africans hate us." But then you wanna justify your degeneracy by saying, "Oh, we learned this is from our African tradition." Never mind the fact you ignore every other thing these African immigrants come over here and tell you. You ignore all that shit. But when it comes to shaking your ass and being some absolute coons, y'all take the shit and say, "Oh, we did that shit back in Africa." You don't even know that. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Y'all use the same thing with sexuality and everything else. Y'all pull up some ancient Egypt. This is the y'all be quick to be like, "Hoteps, we're not from Egypt. We're not from not even from that part of Africa. Y'all false claiming Egypt, Hoteps, blah blah blah." I first of all, I never claimed Egypt in the first place, but I know there's some shines that do that. But y'all are the first people to say that. Then when you want to defend your sexuality and your deviancy, you'll bring up these ancient hieroglyphs that show two men screwing each other, and then you say, "See, we did that way back in Africa. Africa always had this, so why are you complaining about it?" This is what y'all say. You say it every day on the timeline. You can't make hide nor hair of the African American, the Alkata, the Shine. You know what I mean? And it's disgusting. You know what I mean? Just because you have to look at it in a little better light, people. And you New Orleans bounce niggas, you Shines. You got to look at it a little better light. Just because you've had some, you know what I mean? You want to call it a tradition or your music scene. That's necessarily the best thing for you. You know what I'm saying? On one hand, you're saying it's your culture, but on the other hand, you're saying, "Oh, New Orleans, you got murder. The murder rate is unbelievable." So something you're doing is wrong. You can't, like, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff you just gotta leave behind, and this is one of them, because it's obviously not working. It's crazy that you would use that degeneracy and show it right in front of your children and saying it's culture. This is what you want to pass down from generation to generation, shaking your ass, cussing and talking about swimming the pussy in front of your kids. I had a Shine tell me I'm always putting down black. Why wouldn't any sensible black person put this shit down? Why wouldn't they? You take other successful cultures, you will never see this type of behavior. And then y'all wonder why the white man got his foot on your neck. Y'all running around worried about shaking your ass in front of your kids. there's certain adult activities you shouldn't do in front of your children. I mean, it's simple as that. Like the kids should be playing double dutch instead of twerking. So now you got these kids, these little girls. As soon as they're 10, 12 years old, they're gonna start practicing shaking their ass. Does that make sense to y'all? Does that make sense to you, New Orleans Shines? You call it New Orleans bounce. You need to bounce that shit out of the neighborhood. That's what you shines need to do. It's unbelievable. Like, you should be striving for a better tomorrow. You know what I mean? And and if you're striving for a better tomorrow, you gotta better have a better example for your children. It's just, that was the most piss poor example I've ever seen. You know what I mean? It's, you know what I mean? It's some things you just gotta leave behind. You know what I mean? You can't rock out with it anymore, and that's one of them. It's shocking to me that the amount of people that defended that video. It really, really is. Like, I don't care if that's the music scene in New Orleans, but if you can't see that you should have there's certain behaviors you should shield your children from, then I don't know what to tell you. This is one of the main reasons Black America is fucked up. You know what I mean? It's one of the main reasons. Y'all want to act like fools and coons and shines in front of your children, so they can just continue the shine behavior. Unbelievable, man. I never seen anything like it, and I never seen anybody like it to defend this. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Call me a coon. I don't even care, man. If that's culture, man, then count me the fuck out, man. Just count me out, man. Just count me out, man. I'll turn in my black card, man. I'll just turn it right in, man. I'm keeping my Hotep card. I'm turning the black card in. If you're gonna tell me that is culture, then I'm turning my black card in, man. Y'all don't make no fucking sense, man. The white man got y'all so screwed up, man. It's unbelievable. You know what I mean? It is crazy. He got y'all screwed up, man. Y'all running around chasing Civil War monuments. White man got y'all really worried about monuments from the Civil War era. And here you shines go twerking in front of your kids and having sexually suggestive lyrics in front of your kids. Anyway, it's Uncle Hotep. If you can donate to my Patreon, I appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter, Handy Mayhem, Uncle Hotep. Episode 57 of the podcast is up. I talk about Seth Rich, Hannity, a whole bunch of other stuff. Check that out. I'm gonna put it up on YouTube today too. So if you don't want to listen to SoundCloud or iTunes or Stitcher, you can listen on YouTube. I'll have it up today sometime. Anyway.